So we had a phone call, cut us off. So he had, anyway, he threw his owner, and she got injured. So he had time off. He had pretty much 2 months off or 3 months off before he came here, which was, not ideal. But at the time, well, first I didn't have room, and then I was sick, so he couldn't come. And then the owner did start working with him again a little bit at her place. So he's had probably 6 months total of work. But, he, like most ECVM horses, is easily distracted, very up and down day to day. So there are days where he's really good and days where he's a little bothered. So I don't always go in the round pen, but I usually go in the round pen. I like to have them at liberty. One of my things that I look for is that they're able to walk, trot, and canter at liberty reasonably well. I don't expect them to be perfect, but I would like them to be comfortable and balanced and reasonably, okay with doing that on their own before I ride. So that's what we've been working on, and we have gotten on him several times, but I have not done any real, what I would consider, work under saddle because of the bar I have in having him be regulated, self-regulating before I get on him. So today it's a little windy. It's quite warm. Wish it was like this every day in December, huh, Froggy? But it is windy. So very typically also, windy days aren't the best. Good boy. So the first thing I'll do is walk. First, I want to get them following me in the halter rope. If I have to be on the outside, like on a day like today where he's a little concerned about the wind, I will let him go to my inside, and I stay between the scary universe and him. Come on, Froggy. So each step builds on the last, which is why it takes so long with horses that are compromised, because, they just have a harder time moving up the levels or integrating things from one day to the next, because he probably feels a lot different today than he did yesterday, and that's how it goes in the weather. Come on, you can keep going. And I'd like him to try to be a little bit braver. I know, it's hard though. Oh, it's super hard. But you can see he's not really following me. He's worried in general. Sometimes they can be a little better when you're on the left. Just he's a little more used to being led on the left. But you can see it's still pretty worried about the environment. And again, you have to protect your own space, though. He's not allowed to get in your space. And this is, most of the things I'm going to say in these videos this goes for all horses, but what goes for all horses is just more important with a compromised horse. you cannot not be consistent. You can't change your boundaries. You have to have empathy. You really need to let them process stuff. I dug a trench here. It's where my wash rack drains. Anyway, it's new, so he was a little scared of this the other day. But he's also had 2 days off because he's got a little snotty nose. Little overdue for your vaccinations. So again, here, he's going to run into me. And even though I want to stay on the outside because I'm showing him I'm going to protect him from the outside, he can and will come into my space, like I was saying. That I don't want any horse to come into my space, but especially a horse who doesn't really know where their feet are. If he doesn't know where he is in space, he's not going to pay attention to where I am in space. He can't measure the distance between me and him if he's not even sure where he is. So you need to be really aware and always kind of get their attention on where is the space, where's my space, where's your space, and where's the space in between. And that needs to be something he pays attention to. And we do that by doing little transitions like that, changing rein. But you can also see, not every day does he come out this up, high in the head carriage, looking around. So that plays into exactly what the protocol I'm going to use on the day. And I think once we see several videos of him, you'll see kind of day over day the difference between a good day and a bad day. Good boy. Okay. And again, it's not that he can look at whatever he feels like he needs to look at, but he also has to have some mindfulness of where I am always in the space, because when I get on him, he needs to know now I'm in the same space with him and we go together. He's got to remember that I'm up there. And if he doesn't remember that I'm on the ground next to him when he's looking right at me, then that's probably not going to happen, that he remembers that I'm on top of him on his blind spot where he can't see, even though obviously he can feel you on the sides. The other thing I always look for with this horse in particular, he does frequently show his sclera and the whites of his eyes if he's worried enough. So I'm always sort of gauging how worried he is, how much sclera is showing. Good. Good. But I don't ever put him on the outside until I feel like he is more comfortable than this, which is why I keep doing little transitions, because he's just not quite comfortable enough in the space. No. And, the moving the feet, it's just moving the feet. Like, you don't have to move the feet at some super hyper fast way. You just need to make sure he's not unstuck. That he's not stuck. Good. There you go. Good job, bud. Always try to make it seem like the easiest thing to do is what I want him to do. Ooh, you do still have snotties, huh? So I walked around both ways with me on the outside And he did that. I won't say he was great about it, but he did do that. So the next thing I do is walk around the space on the inside. And when he gets worried or pushing into my space, circle. So you can see he's even more disinclined to follow me when I'm leaving him on the outside. And there he gets too close. You're good, bud. Here you go. Good job. So there you're just looking for his ability to hang with you. And you can, I don't know if you can see this or not, but like, I totally get how, like, if you ride in an escalating pressure, heavy in front, behind the vertical, holding the horse together way, in a way that's going to be better for these horses, that you're going to sort of add to their stability. Now, I would argue not in a positive way, but there's something to be said for stability just being stable. And the instability, I want him to create his own stability. That's what I'm after. And you can see he stopped with his front legs and one in front of the other. That's pretty common for this horse. The other young horse also does it, just not quite as much. The other horse is a little bit bigger, a little older school warm blood. This is more of the new version, little hypermobile and worried. And again, to get him not worried is, some days that's all we work on. And it might be today is one of those days. La La Land. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Might be good to see on a day where it is windy. It's winter in North Carolina. It's windy, I don't know, at least half of the time, probably more like 60 or 70% of the time. So he does kind of have to, work in this environment. But I'm still not going to compromise. It's just going to be on a day where it's a day like today. He's, this might even in a year from now be a non-riding day. To me, that is just what it is. To me, you can't safely and ethically ride a horse like this as he is right now. Now, again, I could get on him, hold him together, push him with my leg, hold with the reins, and get him around the space in tension with his legs flying. And a lot of people would think that's great. And they would look at him and they'd be like, that's awesome. Look at him move. But that's not what I'm going to do. And again, I'm just asking him to yield towards me. Draw is a better word. Draw towards me, like here. But here, so he's looking at the weed. And again, now that I'm on the other side, now there's a bigger gust of wind. So now, for me, like this, we just have to wait. The bigger gust of wind, trees are making noise, he's worried, you have to be in the space with him and gauge how worried is he. So that's always the question you're asking. So Here, obviously, he's an extension, using all the wrong muscles from the underneath side of his body, which is kind of how he's built anyway. Oh, good boy. But I don't see the whites of his eyes. Okay, there he tries to come towards me. All right, maybe we go a little bit here. We go a little bit here. Good. A little bit here. Good. Good job. You're good. You're okay. So, no whites of the eyes. So, not Mach 10 worried, but definitely worried. Now the wind has kind of died down. See if we can do a little more. Come on. But the way that I train now, without escalating pressure and always checking in with the horse's comfort level, is, to me, it's the only safe way to work with these horses. Well, ethically, like I said, you can, if you're a good enough rider and you can hold them together, that's safer. But to me, that's not ethical because you're just forcing the horse to do something. Good boy. Good boy. So, he's trying. Just for a little bit shits and giggles, we're going to see if we see just how is he in the space without being attached to me. So am I contributing to the tension level, or am I taking away from the tension level? You don't really know the answer to that question until you are not attached to the horse anymore, which is another reason why I always want to do the Liberty work, because I want to know how much natural tension does he have on his own. What do you think, bud? What do you think, Froggy? Good boy. Good job. There's also, if you're maybe not as good a hand as like a professional, somebody like me, you want to make sure you're not adding tension to the horse. So, like if I had a student that was working with this horse, or someone that was, less sure, they might be actually making it worse without realizing it. So when you put them loose, you can kind of see, is he better, is he worse? And then you can know, I'm adding or subtracting to that. Anyway, good to know, right? Don't run over the mounting block. Don't run over the pivot. Don't touch the pivot. Don't touch the pivot. Don't do that. No. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. So, there's a flag. So he knows this little flag. Yeah, there you go. Just want him to a little bit acknowledge it. See where he comes on his own, though? If left to his own devices, he will stand in the middle of the arena. That, I think, in his mind, is the safest place to be. All right. When you are working at Liberty, I should mention, especially with the horse that's a little neurologic, or you have some neurologic symptoms, like he's not sure where he is in the space, like how he was standing before with one foot in front of the other, one front leg in front of the other, like he's on a balance beam, even though he's not. You definitely want to make sure you have, if you're working with him at Liberty, you have to make sure you have some kind of tool, especially if you're not confident in your body language, that you can block him from jumping into you easily. So his owner also got injured on the ground when he was young. He jumped on top of her. And, you know, it's not that they're mean or they want to hurt you or anything like that. He just doesn't 100% know where he is in space. So he made a miscalculation, an error in judgment, huh, Froggy? Come on. Which is, again, why it's so important that he measures the space. Don't break my pivot. Don't do that. No. There's the little sclera. Let's back up, please. Don't break the pivot. Go on. Okay, come on. Now, the goal at Liberty on a day like today would just be getting him to walk around in relaxation or relative relaxation. Everything's going to be relative, especially with him today. And again, it doesn't matter if he trots, you didn't want him to trot, like none of that really matters. So whatever gait he feels most comfortable in, that's what he gets to do. Good job, bud. And then for context, so people know, you know, he's probably the 8th or confirmed 9th or 10th confirmed ECVM horse I've worked with. I have worked with lots of others. Now that I know how they are and what they feel like to ride, I've worked with dozens and dozens and dozens, maybe even 100 over the course of the last 30 years, knowing what I know now. And you can tell he's scared of this side of the arena, cutting in. I just let him. Benji, stop barking at the kitties. You stop barking at those kitties. Don't run into the gate, Frog. So the little bit of clucking there is just to make sure he doesn't end up standing at the gate. Good boy. You're okay. Good boy. Here's some breathing out. That's good. Good boy. Good boy. Oopsie. My personal thing, so it's a little bit difficult for most of these horses to canter, to be stable at the canter. So I always let them break, always. And then just ask for canter again. Canter. Good boy. Good boy. That was better. The more relaxation I can get, the better. All about relaxation. Good boy. Good boy. No, let's not go that way, though. You, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. And, you know, it'd be awesome if he put his head down, but, you know, on a day like today, he might not. Okay, good job. You're a good boy. Did for a second. I would like him to walk, but if he can't make it to walk, he can't make it to walk. Okay, no. No, 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 no. No. So he's kind of in the bad habit of as soon as he feels like I am, oh, he just turned the direction the pivot got lost. No, we're not. Okay. Okay. So I would like him to walk and stay walking on the outside. I don't want him to automatically change direction. So he's pretty, he's gotten in the habit of doing that. It's just habit. But I don't want you to go over here. You don't need to keep trotting, dude.